Spending between $400 and $600 on a smartphone like the POCO X7 Pro, POCO F7, or Xiaomi 15T can be either the best deal of the year or an expensive mistake. The more you research, the more it seems that all of them look great. One promises incredible performance, another focuses on the camera, and the third delivers almost everything for a lower price. If this video appeared for you, it's probably not by chance. Today I'll show you, in a simple and direct way, which of these three models makes the most sense for your real-life use and your budget. I'll explain the type of person the X7 Pro suits best, when it's worth moving up to the F7, and for whom the 15T truly pays off. And of course, all the Amazon links with updated prices and promotions are in the video description, so you can compare while watching and avoid wasting money. The POCO X7 Pro, priced at $388, delivers about 80 to 85% of the experience you get from more expensive models, but with a much smaller impact on your budget. According to its specifications, the X7 Pro comes with Android, 12 GB of RAM, 512 GB of internal storage, a processor from the 68000 series running at 3.25 GHz, a 6.67-inch AMOLED display with a refresh rate of 120 Hz, and a resolution of 2560 by 1440 pixels. The battery has 6000 mAh. It supports 5G, has NFC, Wi-Fi, USB Type-C, dual SIM, facial recognition, water resistance, and a front camera around 21 megapixels with 2 cameras on the back. For video, it records in 4K at 60 frames per second. When it comes to gaming, with 12 GB of RAM and a processor running at 3.25 GHz, the X7 Pro performs very well. It can handle Genshin Impact at medium to high quality, as well as Honkai, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, and eFootball smoothly. You won't have everything on Ultra all the time, but for its price range, the performance is more than enough for everyday players. The most important thing is that it keeps a stable frame rate and doesn't freeze every time a match or scene gets more intense. In daily use, with TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, Chrome with multiple tabs open, and other apps like banking or maps, those 12 GB of RAM really make a difference. The device switches between apps easily. For those who spend the day moving between social networks, messages, music, and video, it feels smooth and responsive without constant reloading. In photography, during the day with good lighting, the X7 Pro delivers sharp images that are ready to post without editing. At night, as expected in this price range, you'll see more noise and less detail, especially in darker areas. For people who just want to take pictures of streets, food, friends, or trips for social media, it does the job perfectly fine without being a photography powerhouse. For video, one of its strongest points is 4K recording at 60 frames per second. That's great for people who film reels, TikToks, shorts, travel vlogs, or concerts. The 4K 60 capture gives smooth and detailed footage, making everything look more professional, even without heavy editing. As for the battery, the 6000 mAh capacity is enough for several hours of gaming plus social media and video use. And it still gets you through the day with charge left. For heavy users, it's easily a one-day phone. So, if you want to spend less but still get large storage, good gaming performance, solid battery life, and 4K video at 60 frames per second, the POCO X7 Pro is that classic cost-effective option. It does nearly everything the others do, for much less money. If the POCO X7 Pro already sounds strong, the POCO F7, priced at $529, is for those who want to go further. Flagship-level performance, an even larger battery, and that constant feeling of extra power. The POCO F7 runs on HyperOS, has 12 GB of RAM, and 256 GB of storage. A Snapdragon 8s Gen 4 processor running at 3.21 GHz, and a 6.83-inch AMOLED display with a refresh rate of 120 Hz and resolution of 2340 by 1500 pixels. The battery has 6,500 mAh. It supports 5G, LTE, and Wi-Fi. Includes a 50 megapixel rear camera with optical image stabilization, a 20 megapixel front camera, water resistance, and 4K recording up to 120 frames per second. When it comes to gaming, this is where it truly stands out. With the Snapdragon 8's Gen 4, Genshin Impact runs at high quality with stable FPS. Honkai, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, and eFootball also run very smoothly. Frame drops are minimal, and it handles demanding scenes easily. If you're someone who plays daily, with 2 or 3 hours of gaming sessions or ranked matches, the F7 gives the most consistent and console-like experience among the three. In everyday apps, it feels effortless. You open TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, Chrome with multiple tabs, and banking or map apps, switching between all of them without any slowdown. This is the kind of phone you buy knowing that for years, you won't need to worry about lag or performance issues. The 50 megapixel main sensor with optical stabilization makes a big difference in photography. During the day, photos are sharp, stable, and well balanced. The OIS helps a lot in low light or motion, so photos of kids running, concerts, or streets at night look much less blurry. At night in general, it performs better than the X7 Pro because of this physical stabilization and better processing. In video, the F7 is particularly impressive. Recording in 4K at up to 120 frames per second allows very fluid movement, beautiful slow motion, and a more professional look for travel, sports, or event footage. If you want to create higher quality content with smoother movement, the F7 is the most complete of the three. The 6,500 mAh battery is another clear advantage. For gamers, it's the best of the three. You can play, browse social media, watch videos, and use other apps all day and still end with charge. For moderate users, it feels like a powerhouse. You charge it, use it freely, and often still have battery for the next day. So, if you're all about heavy gaming and extreme battery life, and want a phone that can handle everything at full capacity for years, the POCO F7 makes the most sense, even at a slightly higher price. If you don't mind giving up a little bit of performance and what you really want is a smartphone that feels like a flagship in photos, build quality, and display, the Xiaomi 15T, priced at $595, is the one that leans most in that direction among the three. The Xiaomi 15T comes with HyperOS, 12 GB of RAM, 256 GB of storage, a Dimensity 8400 Ultra processor, a 6.83-inch AMOLED screen with a 120 Hz refresh rate, a 5,500 mAh battery, water resistance, and a clear focus on photography and entertainment. In the product name, you already see a mention of a Leica Summilux 50 megapixel lens, the same 5,500 mAh battery, and 67-watt hypercharge fast charging. The specs also list video recording in 1080 pixels at 30 frames per second and no headphone jack, using only USB Type-C. In gaming, the Dimensity 8400 Ultra still performs very well. It runs Genshin Impact, Honkai, Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, and eFootball at high settings with good stability. In practice, for most users, its performance is very close to that of the F7. The real difference lies in the focus of the device. The 15T was designed as a balanced flagship with priority on the camera and overall experience, not as a pure frames per second machine. In everyday use, TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, browsers, and other apps like banking or maps all run extremely smoothly. HyperOS brings artificial intelligence features, screen and battery optimizations, and integration with other Xiaomi devices. The overall feeling is of a more refined and polished system. The camera is where the 15T truly shines. With the Leica Summilux 50 megapixel lens, daylight photos come out full of detail, richer colors, and that more premium visual touch. Portrait mode usually offers a more accurate subject cutout and smoother background blur. At night, the combination of sensor, lens, and processing produces images that are more balanced in texture, brightness, and color. If you enjoy taking photos of travel scenes, nighttime cityscapes, food, landscapes, or people, and you want something closer to a high-end camera phone, the 15T is the one that stands out the most in that direction. For video, the official specs list full HD recording at 30 frames per second, which is more than enough for social media since platforms like Reels, TikTok, and Stories compress video anyway. The difference compared to the POCO phones is that you don't get 4K at 60 or 120 frames per second here, but in exchange, you get more natural and refined color processing. That signature Leica tone. Battery life is solid. The 5,500 mAh massive battery, as Xiaomi calls it, easily lasts a full day of heavy use for most people. And with the 67-watt hypercharge, you can recover a large portion of battery in a short time. It's not quite the powerhouse that the F7 is, but it's still very strong for daily use. So, if you prioritize photography, want a large and premium display like Xiaomi's design language, and don't mind paying a bit more for this complete package, the Xiaomi 15T is the one that fits you best. Now let's be completely honest. Between the POCO X7 Pro, POCO F7, and Xiaomi 15T, the truth is that all three are already far above what 90% of people actually need. They all run Genshin Impact, Call of Duty, Honkai, PUBG, and other popular games without major issues. They all handle TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, and YouTube throughout the day. They all take good photos for social media. They all have batteries that easily last a full day of real-world use. The difference isn't that one is good and another is bad. The difference is much more about personality and details than about works or doesn't work. Think of it this way. The POCO X7 Pro delivers maybe 80 to 85% of the experience of the other two, while costing significantly less. If your budget is tighter, it gives you a lot for what it charges. The POCO F7 gives you a bit more performance and more battery life. It's for those who will actually use that extra power in heavy gaming and long sessions. If you only play occasionally, honestly, you won't even notice that much difference. And the Xiaomi 15T gives you slightly better quality in photos, build, and that overall flagship feeling. If the camera isn't your priority, that extra cost might not make much sense. Honestly, there's no wrong choice here. It all comes down to how much you want to spend and how much of that extra you'll truly use in your daily life. So here's what to do. Tell me in the comments what your maximum budget is and whether you care more about gaming, camera, or battery. I'll take a look and reply with 2 or 3 options that fit your needs perfectly, so you can buy with confidence, without falling for hype, and without regrets later. And don't forget to check the links in the description, because prices change a lot, especially during promotion periods. And sometimes the difference between the X7 Pro, the F7, and the 15T ends up being smaller than you'd expect.